I have never piloted an airliner or any bigger plane, and I've only got a chance to control an ultralight plane for maybe 10 minutes. I will never be a pilot because reasons, so I can't say how realistic it is or not. I only can say how I think it is. Flying in X-Plane 11 feels more satisfying than in FSX. It feels like I am really in the air. Landing a plane smoothly could be a challenge, and every flight and landing is different, even if you fly the same route. The whole flying process feels simply amazing. Setting up the plane, programming the route, and following it is challenging depending on the plane and is really rewarding. Flying over a place you know is awesome. The scenery is incredibly accurate because it takes the world data from OpenStreetMap source and puts it into the game. When you fly over the place you live or know, you can see your own house or other recognizable objects. You can make it even more realistic with free add-ons like X-Europe and Orpho for XP. One adds correct building types to their places, and other one adds satellite photo scenery, which makes the game look very realistic. Graphics are the best I've seen in a flight simulator. The lighting model in X-Plane 11 is simply stunning. Night lighting is outstanding. I have no words, you should see it yourself. Plane models are pretty nice, but it could be better. Cockpits could use some work. And here comes expensive add-ons which are much more realistic and better looking. With paid add-ons, you will get the most authentic experience you can get. Default planes are average, most of them are functional and fun to fly, but after 50 to 100 hours you will get bored flying them. There's a very good free modification of default Boeing 737, which is higher quality than majority of expensive add-ons. Speaking about the planes, I rather have 3 or 4 planes, but them being the highest quality. Now we have a bunch of planes, but neither of them feel authentic. There's no Airbus, which is a real letdown. FSX had more content. Of course, the default planes in FSX are worse. It was released 11 years earlier than X-Plane 11 after all. There are no missions like in FSX. When I think now, FSX was ahead of its time. Even current sims have less features. Why I think it should have missions or some kind of simple career mode? It would appeal to wider audience and bring more sales, which would let developers to work faster and improve the game even more. Performance is probably the worst part of X-Plane 11. If you can run it on 30-40 FPS at an airport and bad weather on a high-end PC, you should be happy. Don't expect more, especially with add-ons. Vanilla game runs much better, but seriously, who flies vanilla? It can drop to 25 FPS on high-end systems, with graphics not even on max settings. That's simply unacceptable. Performance should be better and there's no excuse for it. The reason for this is that it runs on OpenGL, which is very outdated and cannot take advantage of newer hardware. While this game stays smooth at low FPS, it still breaks the immersion. Things go all floaty and it doesn't feel real anymore. Good thing is that developers are porting it to Vulkan, which should increase performance, especially for AMD graphics cards. Remember, this requires a beast of a PC. To get a playable experience with nice graphics, you will need a fast i7 CPU working on boost clocks or overclocked, and a mid-high range graphics card with a lot of VRAM. And don't forget minimum 16 gigabytes of RAM. I know developers are flying enthusiasts and they trying their best to give us the best flying experience they can, and I'm thankful for this. But that's not an excuse to do a lazy job on other aspects. Is it so hard to enable Steam overlay? It doesn't require time and effort. It's just a checkbox. It's a default Steam feature. Even non-Steam games have overlay. You need to download Reshade and it enables the overlay and broadcasting functions. But developers disabled the overlay intentionally. Why not give people a choice? You easily can disable or enable Steam overlay in Steam options. Explain 11 doesn't have any flight planning tools. Yeah, sure, you can use other apps or websites for this, but why not include it in the game? At least we have Avitab now, which is really awesome. Flight school is very limited. There are only few lessons and no airliner lessons. And we all know that flying airliners is the real challenge. I wish developers would add a more expansive tutorial. Another very important thing for flight simmers is ATC. It's practically non-existent in Explain 11. It's there, but it's absolutely useless and will only confuse you and you will never land. ATC will drive you into mountains or make you fly in circles forever. Even FSX had better ATC. This is simply not acceptable in a flight simulator, especially when it's advertised as the most realistic flight simulator. To make Explain 11 better, you can download a bunch of freeware airports, but when it comes to planes, forget freeware. There's Zibo 737. If you buy this game, download this plane as soon as you can and start learning it. There are also few small planes and helicopters to download, but nothing fancy. And that's about it. All the best stuff is shareware and it costs a lot of money. So you should be prepared to spend at least a couple hundred of euros or dollars on different add-ons. Yes, they are expensive, but quality add-ons are really worth it. Just make your research before buying, because there's a lot of crappy add-ons which are worse than freeware ones. There are some good free plugins to enhance the airports and make the clouds look better. The default clouds are not very good. The environments look awesome, but the clouds are just bad. There are some shareware add-ons which makes the weather and clouds more realistic, like Active Sky XP, Xvision or Ultra Weather XP. If you are brave enough and know all the rules and procedures, you can try flying online with live ATC. It will give you the most authentic experience you can get while sitting in front of your computer. Things evolve, things change, and flight sims should change too. By becoming more casual friendly and more affordable. Saying, but it always was this way, or I remember when I was young, we done things this way and it's the best way. This is just not right. Wider audience means more dedicated people working on freeware stuff and contributing to the community. Appealing to casual players doesn't mean it shouldn't be realistic. I guarantee that big part of casual players would start looking for more challenge after they learn the basics. Now, Explain 11 might put off many people because they feel it's too complex and just give up. I really enjoy Explain 11 and I recommend it for those who want an awesome flying experience. You will not find better flying simulator. If you are ready to spend some time on configuring the game to your liking, spend a lot of time watching YouTube and learning how everything works, and you have a good computer, then buy it. It is not perfect and has a lot of room for improvements, but I like where it is going and I hope it will only become better and better with time. Thank you for watching. If you liked my video, please subscribe and see you next time.